Okay, good afternoon to the WorldCoin Talk community. Today we have an AMA with Ameca here to speak about the project is King Crypto. So yeah, if we can just start with the core team's background and experience with crypto, King Crypto, that'd be great.
Hey everybody, you can hear me okay? Everything's good?
First
Awesome.
question, sorry. Just
I'll
about
take
the core
that.
background and experience with crypto, yeah.
Yeah, so myself, have been in crypto for a very long time. Since the early 2000s, I would say, when Bitcoin was a reasonable price. I should have definitely bought more back then, but I did hold on to a few myself. When it comes to the altcoin market, I've been in since SafeMoon. So I was in SafeMoon right from the very, very beginning. So that's kind of where I jumped into the alt side of things. But yeah, long time crypto investor. Lots of mainstream coins that I invest in. So my role with Amica is the marketing manager. So I kind of take care of all the marketing when it comes to setting up AMAs, just for calls after launch, just everything to do with that side of the coin. So our team, do you want me to just jump right into the team, Glenn?
That'd be great.
Awesome. So our team consists of about 13 people. That's with our mods in our channel as well. So we have a European dev team, and they have extensive experience in the blockchain and Web 3.0 development side of things. We do work with another dev out of Thailand as well. So basically, I'm the only guy that's on this AMA, and I kind of do all our front work for speaking because our team is European. They have a hard time speaking the English. They can type it very well. So if you do have questions for our dev team, they will be in the chat over at our Telegram as well, and they're able to type to you if you're interested in anything on that end of things.
King Crypto. So yeah, Ameca, the project, you're building the web first MetaVerse, but first you're building the Ameca world microverses. So maybe we can go into the microverses first. I take it you're maybe going to be selling them to project partnerships and investors. Yeah.
Definitely. So I'll just touch base on the basics of the contract and stuff like that, and then I'll jump into the microverse side of things. So we're going to be a fair launch today, in between 6 and 7 UTC. So it is on the ETH chain, so it'll be an ERC20 project. Liquidity is locked for 6 months after launch, and we will be extending that. Our team's docs KYC by CoinScope as well. So there's this certificate is available on our Telegram group / our Twitter. And also, guys, if you're checking out our website, it's not optimized for smartphones at this time. So please understand that. If you want to get the full experience from our website and kind of see what our devs are capable of, it's best to do it on the PC at this time. But we will be working on the optimization side of things. The audit will be released a few days after launch. We're in the middle of getting our contract fully audited right now. It's pretty extensive, as there's many different variables, you could say, when it comes to the MetaVerse microverse side of the project. Initial market cap will be 600K. Tokenomics will be a 5 buy, 5 sell. 2% of that will be marketing. We'll use that for callers, influencers, listing on CEXs, giveaways, all that kind of fun stuff like we're doing here today. And then we'll have 2% of that go to the liquidity pool. 1% of that will be for a dev wallet. And we will have a max buy wallet for the first approximately 10 minutes of launch today, and that'll be a 1%. Okay, so as Glenn said, we'll touch base kind of on, did you want to touch base on the microverse? Is that where you wanted to go to start this off, Glenn?
Yeah, the microverse, yeah, that'd be great, yeah.
Sure. So basically, what we would define the microverse as is basically a smaller, more independent yet powerful metaverse. So the Amica World's microverse will be where creators can enjoy true freedom in customizing their own microverse. So you can kind of build your own space inside the metaverse. The possibilities will be endless for you guys, from the shape of the world to the 3D art style. And kind of where we're going to value and add some value to our token, I guess you could say, to unlock the full customization features of the Amica microverses. Creators will need to lock or burn a certain amount of the Amica tokens to do so, if that makes sense. And in the near future, some of our top tier features that'll be included in the microverses will be able to hold your own land sales. The microverses will also have their own unique URLs and privacy options. So access to a private microverse will require a direct invitation, paying a fee, or holding a specific NFT through the smart contract. So it's definitely a pretty cool concept in that sense. And we can get into, if you want me to jump into the Amica world builder and stuff like that, Glenn.
Yeah, I was going to say that Amica World Builder, you build their own microverse and craft NFTs assets.
Exactly.
How that works. Is it quite easy for a project and investors to build with that?
Yeah, so we're going to offer basically a no-code visual interface accessible via any web browser. That's where this is all going to start. Creators will just need to kind of drag and drop 3D models and arrange the scenes, textures. Customizing their NFTs will kind of be like a seamless experience at that point. So we will have basically a library of a drag and drop functionality. So you can go through the library, pick what you want, and all the 3D models will be drag and drop. So it'll make it a lot easier for our users to build their microverses. So we generate and attach the collision into the 3D models automatically, rather than the painstaking side of our users adding all the collision hitboxes manually. So that's pretty cool. So basically our whole world is built on JavaScript, which anyone that's in the development side of things knows that's one of the most well-accepted common languages among developers that's used. We also provide state-of-the-art tools for developers so they can thrive and extend their building capabilities as well. And assets made in the creation tool, they can be minted as an NFT to provide creators true ownership as well. So that's pretty awesome. And another thing that we'll be doing on that side of things is we'll be allowing you guys to sell them on the Amica the Amica World Marketplace as well. So it'll kind of function like an OpenSea style sales. So you will be able to actually produce a revenue stream for yourselves by selling your microverses, etc. on there.
With the Amica World Builder, will you be paying in the Amica token to build the microverses and the NFTs assets? And is there any profits built into the NFT sales on there, and where will that be going?
So when it comes to the world builder, it's actually going to be no charge to start building the world, I guess you could say. Like we said, if you want to get into some of the larger customization features, we will if you want the advanced features, you'll have to burn or lock a specific amount of our token to get into that. So we kind of want to get people excited, show them the idea, and then if they are very interested, then they will either buy the token and burn or lock it, and then they'll be able to access all the advanced features when it comes to building an amazing microverse. When it comes to the NFT side, we're not going to take any profits off those. So that's going to be the community can build them and sell them between each other for a fair price is kind of what we were looking at. So we're not trying to generate a revenue stream off those for our project, I guess you could say.
With the Ameca token, it has lots of utility in the microverse and metaverse. Can we go through for investors the things that are available to buy and sell in the microverse and metaverse in the future?
Absolutely. So the token function will be used for many, many things, as Glenn has said. So one thing we'll use it for is minting fashion accessories and land. The token will help in building the microverse. As I said, the advanced features will be unlocked when you lock or burn a specific amount of the token. The token will also provide access to exclusive areas in the Amica world as well. And then users can buy and sell NFTs, including avatars, which is another thing we'll touch base on, land, fashion accessories, even microverses in exchange for the utility token. So its currency is obviously Amica. The token will generate automatic rewards for landowners who offer qualitative experiences on their land. So if you're offering different experiences that we find pretty cool, you can get rewarded for this through the world. Holding our tokens will also give users key voting rights on major decisions we make in the future with the MetaVerse. So it's kind of like the more coins you hold, the more powerful your voting rights will be in that sense. So those are the main utilities for our token. That's kind of where we see the growth of the token and the revenue stream as well.
So you're going to have a DAO, and the Ameca will be a governance token with voting rights.
Exactly. That's exactly right, Glenn. So that's works.
And let's go into the NFTs avatars called the Ancients. What they're going to cost to mint, and how many are you planning to make in the series?
Yeah, so we don't have an exact figure that we're looking for to mint these, but that's going to be more of a community decision as we get going here with this project. So that'll kind of be one of the voting rights. But when it comes to minting, all that kind of stuff, we're not looking to have some extreme price for these. We want it to be very cost effective for everybody. We want your average working class citizen to be able to do their thing with this. We don't want it to turn into some crazy fee to mint any of this stuff, etc. And on the sales side of the NFTs, we're thinking it's probably going to be the same thing, where there will be some rares, obviously, that'll be worth a little bit more, but we want to make it pretty fair across the board. So talking about the avatars a little bit, we believe in this world there should be no boundary for customization functionalities. So we want to give the users more of a creative freedom by introducing these avatars. So with them, you'll kind of be able to show off who you really are in the virtual world. And as Glenn had said, we will be able to incarnate the first species that we're releasing, which is called the Ancients. So we think that's going to be pretty cool.
So you've got the Ameca world for the metaverse. I think it's 100,000 NFTs are going to be linked to land parcels on the Ameca map. Is that sort of supporting the building of the metaverse for the devs? It's going to be a big task to, so they need paying, sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. So as you said, so we'll have 100,000 linked NFT parcels on the map. They'll be obtainable through successful land sales. 11%, so 11,000 parcels will be held in the reserve fund. We will distribute these to creators and partners as we form them, and this will be given as a form of rewards, whatever that may be when it comes to creators and partners at that time. So we are holding those. Our team will hold another 8%, so around 8,000 parcels. What we're using those for is to create high quality experiences around the metaverse, and we're going to do that for free. So we want to benefit our users right from the word go. So whether it be we create a stadium that we could host these AMAs in with our whole community and other communities, anything that would benefit the community as a whole is what we will be doing with those. So it's pretty cool.
And what we be able to build on the land parcels that you buy? I know, like Decentraland, a lot of projects are buying sort of buildings to host, like you say, AMAs and have parties and things like that. So is that sort of thing you planning projects by parts of the land?
Yeah, so we want to kind of be open for let's say the possibilities are endless when it comes to this stuff, whether you're building a venue for a concert, whether it's for seminars and classroom experiences, anything like that. You could build, we're going to sell parcels of land where people will be able to build 3D games, all that kind of stuff. So you could build houses on there, whatever you feel fit. So what we're thinking is in this world. So if you were to build a concert venue on your parcel, and you can attract, let's say, a bunch of other people that are in the metaverse to come in. Like we said, you'll have a private URL, and you can actually charge a fee with the Amica token for them to come and view the concert or whatnot. And we've actually been talking with big partnerships to have some actual real life big name, we'll say, musicians come, and we're going to actually host a concert in the near future on there, which will be a fee-based concert. So we think that's pretty cool. Like we said, the possibilities are endless. We're going to be releasing tools that will help record and monetize events with our advanced tools. So if you were hosting a seminar and stuff, there would be ways to track all the people that attended, and anything else that you kind of wanted to capture from that. So that will be released in the advanced tools as well.
Great. And on the white paper, it says coming soon, there'll be the first microverse. So is that going to be built by the in-house devs or third parties?
Yeah, so that's built by in-house devs. So everything you've seen, I'm not sure if you've kind of seen our trailer video of what the world looks like at this point.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it looked really, really great. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's an in-house dev. We built everything from scratch, including the website. I came onto this project about a month and a bit ago. It's been in the works for over 6 months with the team, and I kind of I've actually got to kind of look and feel the actual metaverse that's being designed as well at this point, and it really wanted to make me join this team and help these guys out, because I've never seen this kind of basically web development from anybody at this point. I think they're extremely talented when it comes to designing this stuff, so it's going to be pretty cool.
And can we go into what the first microverse is going to be like for investors and gamers going into the microverse?
Yeah, so it's going to be like a virtual world for the most part. So the very first stages that we are doing will be the beginning. It'll be the microverse. So it'll be like walking into a small city, in that sense, kind of alien-esque, I guess you could say. So that's going to be pretty cool. And in that release, we'll have an NFT gallery that we're releasing. We'll release a few mini games for the community, so they can be playing some mini games as well. And then we'll also start to release the NFT collection that we're producing as well. And in 2022 as well, we will expand the metaverse with some more social features. So it'll have some voice chat, photo mode, VR support, inventory systems. We will be doing live events and concerts. And also in 2022, the next stage will be called the Revolution. So we'll be releasing an Android, iOS, Windows kind of app. So we are preaching that we are the first web-first metaverse. So you will be able to access the metaverse from the web browser. But we are also building an app, because in order to use like a VR system, you do have to use an app side of things. It's not possible at this exact moment to link it up with just the web. We're working on that side of things. I don't think anyone's had a breakthrough there yet, but that kind of will be what the app's for. But it will link the web, and the app will be synchronized for your whatever you're building, etc. So we'll also have the Amica World Foundation, which will be basically, we'll be hosting some charity events and stuff on here as well. We'll have localization in 3 languages. We'll then have a friends list system, so you can kind of build your own friend group on there. And we'll have, that's when all the land pre-sales will come. And we have a roadmap going right into 2023 and beyond. I'm not going to bore you with all that stuff at this point. I think the community would be more interested in kind of what's coming this year. But if you do want to see more of what we have planned, you can go on our white paper and the roadmap page, and you can see kind of everything that we have laid out there.
Yeah, great. So the microverses are going to sort of interlink into a metaverse eventually. So you're sort of like building it in stages until it's so large that there'll be tens of microverses, which builds it into the metaverse eventually. Is that how it's going to work? Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly how it's going to work. So you can think of it as the metaverse is the big city in the map, and then all the microverses will kind of, let's say they're surveys outside of the big city. So little communities basically, and there'll be 100,000 of them, like you said. So as people build them, it's kind of like it'll grow the city, and you'll be able to kind of knock on your friend's front door and see if you can come in or not to their space.
And it supports up to 1,000 players at a time per world instance as well.
That's right. Yeah, that's where we're at this point. So that's pretty neat. Yeah, so we talked a little bit. So web first metaverse, just to explain that, I don't think we clearly explained that to the community here, even though it is kind of self-explanatory. But basically, what the web first metaverse is, it'll run on most devices, if not all devices. There's no need to download or install anything, so it's done right in your web browser. You just click and connect. We have a feature in there that will be instant publishing updates, and we also feel like there's no risk of being flagged or censored by any centralized entity with this stuff. So we know decentralization is the future. We really believe in the web first metaverse. We know that the development side of it is very challenging, and it requires strong expertise in both web and 3D design. So we do have the dev team for that. We have several years experience in this stuff. We've also coming across things. We've observed many web metaverses with low FPSs or freezing, or they even crash on top of the line devices. With ours, we're confident we will deploy a smooth web-based metaverse that's capable to meet users' expectations. So we think that's pretty solid. We have a very solid foundation. People are going to get a sneak peek at it today during launch. We're super excited. So that's a huge stepping stone for us. Why we want to release this today at launch so people can get in there and kind of see is we don't want you to think that we're just talking and not producing. We know that my personal experiences, I really hate projects that promise things and then they cannot deliver. Whether it be a time issue or they find errors in it, could be anything, but there's nothing that annoys me more when people promise and don't deliver. So we're trying to under promise and over deliver, you can say, for this project. We have a lot more done than we will lead on to telling you, but we are going to be pretty strategic with our releases to keep the community very engaged in the project, keep the project very bullish. So yeah, it's going to be a big thing for us. We're pretty excited.
Definitely the best way to build it. Start with a microverses, branch out and get the community involved in building through the Ameca World Builder. What's the sort of timeline for the Ameca World Builder where people will be able to make microverses and craft NFT assets?
So you know what? I'm not going to give you a date, but I will say that it's pretty much ready to go even at this point. So will it be 4 months from now? Definitely not. Will it be next week? There's a possibility. So, we're right on that cusp at this point of getting that whole side of things going. Our team is in the testing stages right now. It's functioning. We're super happy with it. We just want to go through each thing and make sure there's not a bug in there or a glitch. Because if we release it to the community and everyone starts building and getting excited about this and we have to retract it, that never does well, in my opinion. So we want to be ahead of things. So we are pretty much ready. I've seen it. I've touched it. You're going to get a sneak peek at it today, the first section of it anyways. And I think everyone will be pretty darn excited once they get to see this.
And are you approaching projects and looking for partnerships ready for these microverses?
Sorry, you cut off on the first part. I heard partnerships.
Are you approaching projects and partnerships, around these microverses?
Absolutely. So we are approaching a bunch of other projects. We aren't going to release any names on the AMAs today, but we are working with some gaming projects that we want to bring in that we're very close to finishing up those deals. We already have a deal that's done, so we will be either leasing them the land, or they will be buying the land from us to put their game on it, and we will ask them to vest a certain dollar figure of token as well to be able to do this. And some of the games will be free, some will cost some tokens to play. So depending on that, we will definitely, it will definitely help us build some value for the token by making these projects kind of invest in us for a longer term period as well.
Right, and you're planning an NFT collection, I think that's coming soon as well, and mini games.
Exactly. So our team is building some mini games. They'll be free. They're not going to be anything out of this world, we could say, but they're going to be very entertaining. We are also building an NFT collection as we speak, so that's another big thing. And like I said earlier, Glenn, we're not looking at charging 5 ETH for these NFTs or anything like that. We want to create a very affordable experience for everybody. We want everyone to enjoy the space. We don't want it to just turn into a dog eat dog world, and the whales own all the great stuff, and then everyone else is kind of left in the dust. So we don't have a price on the NFT collection yet, but it's not going to be, we're no Bored Ape Yacht Club or anything like that. That's for sure.
Yeah. And you've got the NFTs gallery as well, you're planning in the near future.
Yeah, so the NFT gallery is going to be many different things. So we're going to have a gallery for the community as well to kind of showcase the NFTs they build in the Amica World Builder. This is going to help them if they want to sell their NFTs. They can also take the gallery into their own microverse, and they could. Perfect example of a revenue stream here is they could have an art gallery that has some very, very, very top-notch created NFTs in it that people would love to walk through and view, and they could charge a small fee to get into their microverse for people to kind of walk through and check out the NFT collection and see if they're interested in buying any, if they're willing to sell. So we want to make it kind of like, a real world experience where this is kind of, a second world for people. So we're pretty excited about that. When it comes to the gallery, obviously we'll be displaying all our NFTs in the gallery as well, which will be a free walkthrough for everyone to check them out and obviously purchase if they like them.
Awesome. And going into the tokenomics, I see you've got a 1% burn every day for the first 20 days of the when the token launches. Yeah,
we do. Yeah, so we're going to have a 1% burn every day. So kind of the token layout is the initial price will be 0.0006 of a cent. Total supply will be 1 billion. Initial market cap will be about 600K. So being a fair launch, cultured token, 80% of that will be Uniswap, and then 20% will be burned. So we'll be burning every day for the first 20 days from launch to help value the token. We will have the dead address posted as well, so everyone will be able to look, and these will never be retrievable. So we're going to be very transparent with the community. Nothing's kind of done behind the scenes. As said before, it's going to be a fair launch. So for myself, I'm very bullish. I want to obviously buy into the project that I've been working with so long, and you guys are going to have the same equal opportunity as I will to buy these off the bat as well. So I'll be in there trying to get my buy-in, and hopefully it goes through.
And have you done a smart contract audit on the Ameca project, or is that going to come after launch?
It's coming just after launch. So we are in the middle of the audit right now. We didn't want to kind of wait until it was done to get everything in play, as the audit was supposed to have already have been done, but the group that's auditing it is a little bit behind, and we weren't going to push back the launch date because we already promised the community launch today. So in the next few days, it will come out though.
Yeah, I mean, if you DM me the link to the preset fair launch, is it on Pink Sale?
So we are just doing, it's just going to be a straight Uniswap fair launch. We didn't go the Pink Sale way. That's kind of why we did our doxing by KYC by CoinScope, or else we would have went to the Pink Sale. I don't really know the reasoning behind that. That's more of a dev conversation. They decided to go that way, and I agreed. As long as we are KYC by CoinScope, there's no problem with launching fair launch on Uniswap, in my opinion. So I think it's going to go off great.
Yeah, if you can DM me or put it in the shared chat, I can share that in the main chat for our investors, the link, because it's only a couple of hours away, 6 or 7 p.m. UTC tonight.
Yeah, so we'll be posting that obviously in our Telegram as well. As soon as the contract's released, our Telegram will be the first to know, you could say, and get that contract.
Okay, great. Before I open it up to the rest of the team, what's the marketing plans as well after you launch today, going into the future?
Yeah, so we got some big marketing plans. So obviously we're here with Whalecoin Talk today, doing an AMA. This will be our third AMA. We've done a travel out AMA as well. We also have another AMA planned for today, right after this. So that's why I do have to be off by 1 EST. So we have, for the community, we have every big caller locked in the books. Myself and our team were well in touch with all the guys we like. We have Caesar, we have Travlad, working with Mathos, everybody. I don't know. There's a whole list. I could pull up the whole list, but we do have big callers coming, big influencers we're working on. We're just trying to lock down a few deals with some bigger Twitter influencers that we want to work with as well. So we're just kind of in the talks behind the scene right now for that. Some of them want to see launch. Another caller that we're going to have today at launch is Gooby Gambles, so we will have him too. I'm just thinking through my brain here on everyone that we've talked to and locked deals down with. So we will have a bunch of giveaways and stuff like that and more. I think we're doing a giveaway today on the Whalecoin here for everybody as well. So so 5% buy and sell tax. We've kind of everything up to this point, including all these AMAs, anything like that has came out of the team's personal funds. So we didn't do a pre-sale. We didn't raise money. We didn't believe in that side of things because pre-sales can be unfair. Whitelisting can be unfair. And sometimes the whales kind of stay away from those kind of projects. So, everything is just came out of our pocket. We have a large dollar value invested in this project. So, we're not going anywhere. We believe that we're going to be very successful. So everything, like I said, everything done is out of our own pocket. So that's why we're doing a fair launch. We want it to be fair for everybody to have a chance to get in here, make some money, enjoy the metaverse and microverses, and just really enjoy our vision.
My mind wasn't off there. King, so yeah. Is there a hard cap then for the fair launch? Some don't have it because you said it will launch at around 600,000 market cap.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what the hard cap would be off the top of my head. We can get that info from the devs as well. But we will have a max buy wallet. That's the only thing I can speak on at this point. It'll be for about the first 10 minutes of launch. So it'll be a 1% max buy. After that 10 minutes window is over, it'll be open to, it'll be fully open for buying privileges.
So let's open it to the rest of the team if anyone's got a question for King Crypto at Ameca.
Yeah, Glenn, I was listening in, and I find the idea of creating a builder for the metaverse super exciting, because some of these people in the crypto space, they're ultra creative, and the things that they can build is super cool. So I'm wondering about the rollout. You mentioned that it's coming in probably, well, anywhere between a week and the coming month, right? So how's that going to look like? Is it going to be free to use for anybody? Will you look at adding some limits later on, or yeah?
Right, great question. So our vision on that is free to use. There'll be some basic features that are free to use to kind of get going, and if you want the advanced features to really get in depth in the building side of things, that's going to you're going to have to lock or burn some Amica tokens to do that. So that's kind of where we're going to build the revenue stream from. We want to get everyone excited, and we're going to leave it up to them if they really like the project and the microverses, metaverses that they see. And if they decide that, yeah, this is for me, that's when they can buy a plot of land and get into the more advanced library of building, and that will cost. You'll have to hold a certain amount of Amica to be able to do that. So that's where the token's going to value itself.
Yeah, it sounds like a fair way of doing it, to be honest. And I was reading on the site that there's going to be some play to earn aspects. What sort of division there? Is it going to be for people that are competing in these mini games that you mentioned, or will there be some sort of leaderboard, or can people actually build their own games? I don't know. Like, can you give us any details on what's planned there?
Absolutely. So everything you just touched on is all in the works. So it will be. People will be able to build their own games, which then they will be able to charge a fee for the Amica token to play these games. If they create the right game and it's a super bullish game and people love it, then you know that you're going to make some money off it. So we're going to leave that opportunity open. We will have some P2E games as well, which will be partnering with some bigger projects already that are out there, and they'll be deploying their games on our site, as well as our dev team will be in development of some of those games as well. So it's kind of both aspects. We want to give the community a lot of power in this project when it comes to earning their own income stream. It's just, like I said, it's just like the real world. When you go out to work, you make money. We want in our virtual world here, you be able to be creative and find ways to make Amica token and then in turn that into money.
Yeah, it sounds good. And if these building blocks that people are using can be used sort of as token sinks, to make it even more deflationary, where people are paying not only for the ticket to get in there, but people that are building are using the token as well. I think it can be super interesting to see what people do with it, and what they'll build. What's to say, that they're not going to build full stadiums and fill them with people. It's anybody's game at that point. So yeah, thank you for answering. It sounds good.
You're welcome. Yeah, we're in the same frame of mind, you could say, as you in that sense. The opportunities are endless for people. The more creative you are, the more that you'll be successful, we can see.
Let's open it up to investor questions now. Let's see. Dennis, you had a question for King Crypto. Go ahead. No, we can come back to Dennis. Syed, you had a question for King Crypto. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Glenn. Okay, I have read on your white paper that a powerful engine will generate and attach collision into 3D models automatically. So when the creators are building, so I was wondering that when the 3D model is complete, will it be automatically minted into an NFT, or the creators manually have to mint this 3D model into an NFT? How will that work out?
So with the creation tool, the creators will be able to mint it into an NFT to create their own true ownership. So it will be done by the creators. It won't automatically mint.
Okay, and I want to understand that if a 3D model or a structure has been minted as an NFT, and will the user be able to modify or customize the structure later?
Yes, they will. Yeah, so that will be we'd have to kind of, if you really wanted the background on how that's going to work, that we'll have to talk to the dev team, like basically our developer on that side of it. But it will be able to be modified in the future as well. So your land doesn't have to stay exactly the same as what it looks like one day. You could change it the next day, right? So it's just like if you own a house with a property and you have a shed, you can rip that shed down and move it. You can build a deck, et cetera, et cetera. So it will be able to change.
Okay, got it. And I was wondering that how many total user will be able to join Ameca World simultaneously?
So we're thinking right now probably about 1,000 users. It's dependent on many factors, but as we raise money and stuff and we release the app, obviously that will have to do with us buying server space, etc., or doing our own server thing. So let's start off with 1,000, which we think that'll be plenty at a time for now. And if that doesn't suffice, we have a backup plan. I'm not going to get into the detail of that, but yeah, we're in the works of vastly expanding that number.
Okay, got it. Moving to my final question, running short of time. Okay, so
No
you have
problem.
developed, yeah. So you have developed your own physics engine rather than using the libraries that are available on the web. So I want to understand that how is your Ameca physics engine better and improved as compared to other physics engine available out there, and will it be open source?
Yeah, so to be open source, when you say better than others, it really depends on what other physics engines you compare it to. We've developed a technology inside here called Amica X. It's basically a new type of NFT that our devs have created from scratch themselves. It can add various effects on light, color, distortions, or even 3D scenes. So basically, we kind of deem it as the special effects for 3D that we have created ourselves. So, that's we have a hand or a leg up in that sense, definitely.
Okay, thank you for explaining that. You guys are building really awesome metaverse and also allowing creators to be innovative. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your questions.
Right, let's move to Aisha. You had a question for King Crypto. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Glenn. Okay, on your white paper, I have read that Amica World can be accessible from anywhere and on any device through the browser. You also mentioned about that. I was wondering that when high quality graphic games or metaverse run on browser, they usually start to lag as browser based games cannot fully utilize the GPU, graphic processing unit. Don't you think that it can cause issues and affect user experience?
Great question. So this is kind of where our testing has all came into effects. This is where our dev team is very versed in the web and 3D side of things. We know with low FPS, things freeze and crash even on the top of the line devices when it comes to processing systems, etc. We've done some extensive testing. They do have a way to kind of it's hard to explain, but get the true 3D graphics to run on a basic device through the web. So This is kind of why we haven't released everything yet. We're finishing up the testing, but I'll tell you right now today, during our launch, we are going to release a clip of that, and you can go in there yourself, just on your web browser on your laptop or your smartphone or whatever, and check it out for yourself and see how it runs on the system. I've done it, and it definitely does not lag. It's pretty cool in that sense. So I can't get into the details behind how this was developed because I'm not a programmer myself. But if you want to bring up some questions on that side of things, you can come to our Telegram, and our devs are in there, and they will chat with you.
Awesome. I will definitely join your Telegram group. Thank you. And I've also read about Ameca World Builder. You mentioned about that also, which will offer no-code visual interface accessible via any web browser. And creators will just need to drag and drop 3D models to arrange their scenes and textures. I want to know that will creators be able to import 3D model or structure created in AutoCAD or PCT Creo to Ameca World Builder and then drop these structures to create MetaVerse?
That's a great question. So at this point, I don't think we have a. I don't think I can give you a straight answer on that, just because, we're going to start off with our graphics library. I think if we start doing importing from AutoCAD or ePlan or anything kind of in that sense, it may cause issues because this is web-based at this point, so that may cause lag and stuff like that. So you know what, we can talk to the dev team about that and see if this is possible. I'm sure in the future we're going to let people kind of create their own things, but I think our vision of that would be an AutoCAD style creation that we actually develop ourselves inside Amica. That we know isn't going to lag up anything, and then you kind of have the freedom to create whatever you want. So we have talked about that, and we're going to go that way. As for an outside source, at this point, I don't think that would be possible because it needs, there's so many variables in it on design size, how good you are in AutoCAD and what you design may affect the speed of the, it could lag things up, but we will kind of design the tool inside here that will give you the freedom to create yourself.
Understood. Thank you. Thank you for answering my questions.
You're welcome. Thanks for asking them.
Right, let's move to Weston. You have a question for King Crypto. Go ahead.
Yes, Glenn. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Glenn. King Crypto, I actually have a series of questions concerning your gameplay. The first question I'm going to ask is, if I happen to build a game that's, say, really cool and it happens to attract a lot of attention, will my NFTs minted have more value than those whose games do not attract a lot of attention? That's the first question.
Yeah, definitely. So, like I said, we are going to have tools to track things. So we will be tracking. So if you were to build a game and you are building, you are producing some revenue off that game, and we see that there's a lot of users playing your game, you'll have many options. One would be to sell to us as a team if we wanted to buy it, or to sell to the community. When it comes to a price of your game, that's up to you. That you're going to be the negotiator on that side of things. I'm not going to give you a price. You're gonna ask a price, and if someone's willing to pay it, great. If not, be a negotiation, and if you settle on a fair price that everyone's happy with, that's awesome.
All right. This is my second question. Your smart contract verification, or your KYC, are there any errors in the reports? I was actually in a conversation just a few hours ago, and I heard that most projects usually get scammed by the inner developers. This is what I mean. Are all team members of your project, are they all confirmed? Have they all been properly investigated, and do you trust them?
Yeah, so when it comes to the KYC side, for myself, I'm not, but and our mod team is not, because we don't really feel that there's a need for us to be, as we're not really touching the contract. We don't have access to the money side of things per se. So our dev team, the 5 core members are all KYC through CoinScope. So they're very trusted in that sense. You know, I've worked with them for over a month now myself. They got in touch with me through some references, some common people that we've both worked with together that I do trust. I've worked with them for many years, and you know, they gave these guys a very good recommendation, and they have given me absolutely no reason not to trust them. Everything that I've asked them to do has been done. When it comes to the money side of things, callers, everyone's been paid. Yeah, there's just, I haven't seen any red flags on that side of things. So I think we have a super solid team in their KYC. Our contract, we haven't got any info back on the audit side of things saying there is any issues at this point. They said they would let us know before launch if anything majorly obviously was an issue. So we haven't heard anything today. We've talked to them. So I think we're pretty much good to go.
I just had to mute you because there was some background noise there. Let's move on to Venice. You have a question for King Crypto? Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much, Glenn. I do have a question. Actually, I read on the white paper that access to private microverse will require a direct invitation, paying a fee, or holding specific NFTs through a smart contract. So, if someone created a microverse and gives an access to some people who needs to hold a specific NFT, and in future, if owner sells this microverse to any other person, then people holding NFT who had access to the microverse will be revoked or not, or it will stay the same way as it was with the previous owner of the microverse.
Venice, I'm sorry, I really didn't understand that question. You kind of broke up there a few times. You want to try to repeat it once more?
Yeah, can you hear me? Is it better now?
It's a little bit better now. Yeah, I heard you talking. So you want to know something about specifically the URL codes and holding specific NFTs to access people's microverses?
Yeah, and I also wanted to know that if someone sells the microverse or his land and gives an access to some people who needs to hold a specific NFT, and in future if owner sells this microverse to any other person, then people holding NFT who had access to this microverse will be revoked or not, or they will have access to the microverse as they had with the previous owner as well.
Great question. So yeah, it wouldn't be revoked. The whole point of if someone was holding a specific NFT, they would obviously have interest in the microverse. So when it comes to the sale side, say it was a stadium, for example, just to make it easy, if this stadium NFT got transferred from one owner to another, it's not going to be probably a low cost sale at that point. So it's in the owner's best interest to keep all of the people that they provide value. So there would be no reason to revoke this, because why would you buy something, like the people are part of the deal and actually produce the value. A stadium that's empty isn't worth the same amount of money as a stadium that's full. So yes, we wouldn't allow when land sales happen, we wouldn't allow the NFTs to be revoked for people that have already paid in to use these microverses.
Okay, that's awesome. And one more question from my side. As we can create concerts or events, so I think there will be people from all around the world with different race and languages. And so I was wondering, will there be any settings available for creators to restrict some activities of the people, or some hate speech words that people should not use in the events or concerts? So can they restrict something like this in the microverse?
Yeah, so we're gonna have full control. Obviously, we definitely don't promote anything to do with racism or hate words. That will not be tolerated inside the project in any way or shape or form. We would expect that most of our community members that are inside respect each other and wouldn't do this, but obviously we know that doesn't always happen. So yeah, there is going to be user controls. Just like anything, there will be moderation of this. It's not a free for all. We will have access to come in and, when there's chat logs, we will be logging those. And when it comes to voice stuff, you can't always protect against voice. Like we can't record everything that goes on for privacy reasons, people's privacy. Also, you would need some massive, massive server space to record everything that's being said in here if we have, tens of thousands of users. But we will be doing our best, obviously, to prevent any of that stuff for the community.
Okay, that's really awesome. You guys are doing really great job. I never have seen this kind of project, so that's awesome. And thank you so much for answering my questions as well.
Thank you, Venice. Join our Telegram, everybody, when you have a chance, as that will be where the contract's released. And we also have a team of mods in there that can answer more questions. I do have to pop off, Glenn. We really appreciate Whale Talk's time. You guys were absolutely awesome. And I believe that you're going to do a community giveaway as well for the community here.
Yeah, we've got $300 and 6 spins on the wheel tonight. And
Awesome.
like I say, it's all pinned in our chat for the official Ameca Telegram, so you can get over there safely. Check the website out, do your own research. But for me, the Ameca World builder is going to be coming shortly, so that's exciting. And also, you've got the 20 days of 1% burns each day, so that's going to support the chart. So I'm looking forward to the future for the team and the community there at Ameca. King Crypto, thank you very much for coming today, and take care.
Thank you so much for having us, Glenn. It was an awesome AMA. We really appreciate you guys. And, it was a great amount of participants, and we really appreciate the community spending their time tuning in here. Like we said, launches in a few hours, guys. We will we'll be there, and we hope that you guys pop over there and everyone makes some money and enjoys the project.